Hello and welcome to Big Scott 35. Let's talk. This is a second installment in my series, and I wasn't planning on doing another one this quick, but I'm a little fired up by prices in the hobby right now. Packs, boxes, blasters, retail, hobby. I don't think I think our Tops and Panini need to step up a little bit. I know they're not pricing the prices on the third party market, secondary market, whatever you want to call it, market. Because you they set their prices, and then once it goes to distributors, this is where I get lost. I know they go through a distribution. Tops doesn't really send the stuff out themselves. They just send them to the distributors, and then the distributors go from there. And I believe the way it sounds, the distributors can set prices. And I want to use a little bit of my retail background because I feel like it could be used in this situation. I managed the Champ Sports. I worked at a Champ Sports for a little over 6 years. I dealt with Tops, Oakley, Adidas, Puma, Russell, Starter back in the day. That's how long ago it was. Starter jackets. They all, sent them to our distribution. They went to Champ Sports, but they dictated what the prices were, especially Nike. You didn't mess around with Nike. And to me, Tops is Nike. Tops, you're not selling candy anymore. You are Nike of the card world. When people talk about cards, a lot of times they're kind of like Kleenex. People use the word Tops when they mean any type of card. Uh, but that they need to step it up a little bit. When I worked retail, I had Oakley representatives, I had Nike representatives. I had to go to a Nike college to get a certificate to be one of the head sellers of the Nike shoes in our store for to be in the management team. Uh, so they stepped it up, and I don't see that interaction with Tops. Heck, I don't even see like Tops posters in hobby stores like I used to see when I was a kid, and a couple, what little bit of hobby stores that I had around me. I just don't see any of that, and my hobby store can't even get stuff from Tops. I know when I was in Cleveland at the last national at Cleveland, I got there was a guy sitting on my little shuttle bus from my because you got to ride a shuttle bus from any hotel to the expo there, and we were talking, and he asked me, who I was, and you know, we got on. I just started on YouTube. He said, "Are you breaking?" And I said, "No, not at the moment, but it's something I'm looking into in the future." But and he handed me a card, and that's what he did. He worked for a company that did that, and it was very easy. He said, "Once you are into it, we can talk prices and see if you what needs to be done." It was that easy. Now I talked to the guy at my LCS, and he said he had to take a picture of his front of a store, send a copy of his lease, send a copy of his W-2s to show how long he's been doing this and how much the business is in. And you see breakers starting up overnight, and I mean, some of them are in storefronts, so they might have to go through the same thing. But it just seemed like it was. I don't have a storefront, and he didn't even ask me any of that stuff. So it was pretty easy, and he just doesn't. He's not going to buy a quantity. He might buy a case. He might buy two cases, but he's going to have to sell a case, then buy another case. And it doesn't seem like the distributors want to go through that. They could send 50 to a breaker, make their money. That's what they're going to do. And my poor guy at my LCS, he has to buy it at the prices that they are online, and so his boxes are $30 more a box than I can get online because he has to make money. And I, I just think Tops needs to go out into the card community, go to these hobby shops, set up some, be more there for these small hobby stores. Because I watched the video with, I think it was last year with Baseball Collector and those back pages. Baseball Collector, it's on his channel where they were at the Q&A for Topps, and several questions were about hobby stores and they can't get product, and it was almost like they they couldn't answer, and the answer was like they should be able to. Well, because then it was the distributors, and you know, Topps needs to be more involved. They can set the prices, make sure it gets to the hobby stores, tell the hobby stores this is what you got to sell it at. But the hobbies, you can be selective on how much you sell to somebody, and if they're breakers, how much you sell and who you sell it to, and but you got to be smart about it. But if they get it in their hands at the lower price, and then you tell them to sell it where they're still making the same profit margin that they would be now, but at a lower price, I think that would alleviate some of the problems we're having on the retail end, where people are buying it all off the shelves on retail. Because I know hobby shops are not everywhere. This is not going to fix everything. And I'm not stopping people from buying. You can go in there and buy everything off the shelves. More power to you. I don't know what you're doing with it. You're buying all the chrome to get Robert Lewis, I guess. Or reselling it to people, and people are buying it for 10 times as much online to get that card. Yeah, I don't know what's going on with all of that. I'm not buying it, and I'm pleading with everybody out there: don't buy it. FOMO, fear of missing out. It'll be there. Let somebody else buy it. Let these newbies get it. Let them open it. And buy the single, But, the singles are going to go up as well, because if you buy a hobby box to get your money back, these people that want to get their money back, they're going to have to sell the card for $10 a piece to get their card back. They're pretty cards. I'm not a fan of this year's logo. How the set of the cards are. The color variants just don't do it for me this year like they've had in years past. I think they're going to have the same issue next year. But that's another story, and I'm not going to get into investing or anything like that tonight. I just want to throw that out there. I don't know exactly how the distribution works. There's a couple of things in this hobby that is a lot of, sketchy, grading. None of the graders have come out and, this is our grading room. This is how we grade. This is what here's Steve, the grader. Head grader. It is the same way for this. This is we gave it to you send it out to the people that are going to send it out. Easy for you to say, and then that's it. It leaves our hands. Now we're done with it. It's off to the next one. We sold everything on our website at retail price, so we're done. And man, it just, the prices and what Topps is going to do, they're going to see people buying it at those prices, and it's going to give them leeway to, hey, we're selling it for too little. We're going to start raising our prices. And I think you saw a little bit with Big League went up a little bit this year, and I don't think the Series 1 or Series 2 went up. Maybe the Blasters haven't gone up in a while, but I'm waiting to see what Stadium Club comes out and things like that, especially with this Chrome coming out and all that. But I just would think Topps getting involved, getting hobby stores, doing something with the hobby stores, and making sure the hobby stores before the breakers get the product. They get the product they need, and then let the breakers get what's left over. Let them order 50 and only get 35 cases. I think they'll be okay. So, with that being said, please, let's have a discussion. Comment, dislike, share. If you dislike, let me know what's going on. I could be way off base. I just think is this a fix? No. I just think I just think Topps and Panini need to be more involved. And I wish I could tell you to get this pack set and get it ripping, but I just can't do it. So, till the next one, see ya!